What is going on, guys? Quality XA here today, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new video on Destiny 2. Now today we're bringing you a very interesting video, lots of news to actually cover this week, including a roadmap update as well as some work on the exotic weapons. So let's get right into this. So first off, we actually have this tweet from John Wisniewski, who actually tweeted, "Just saw a Sunshot kill explosion chain for a triple kill in exotic tuning PvP playtest." So this is just showing that they're actually working on some of the exotic weapons. We also did get this tweet here which says, "Some insane gunfights between Skyburner and Graviton in today's exotic update PvP playtest." Absolutely unbelievable, and it does sound like they are really making exotics more exotic, make them feel really powerful, which is awesome, because personally I really only use legendaries in PvP other than the Mida multi-tool. That is pretty much my go-to exotic. Apart from that, all of my other weapons for Crucible are mainly legendaries, which is pretty... It shouldn't really be like that, because exotics are meant to be exotics. They're meant to be the top weapon. But yeah, we'll just have to see what Bungie can do. As you guys may or may not know, they did also say this about the weapons that are not getting an update, which are the Merciless, the Telesto, Wardcliff Coil, Mida multi-tool, the Colony, Legend of Acreus, and the Vigilance Wing. They did say that some of them are going to change purely because of the way that the game is being tuned and the update in 1.14, so you will still see some benefits on these weapons. We might also get some changes, so we might see a different meta, so we may even see some weapons like sniper rifles be used and more viable in things such as PvP and also PvE as well. Just have to wait and see how they do on that. Let me know your thoughts and what exotic are you looking forward to actually getting buffed. Now moving on, we actually have this picture from Ryan K, who is actually a designer at Bungie. Now a load of people was actually speculating this image, saying that it could actually be a Grimoire card of some sorts. Now he did actually confirm that it is his personal work, so it doesn't look like it is going to be a Grimoire card of any sort. But regardless, it is still cool to speculate, because they could actually be designing for a Grimoire card. It's always fun to speculate, like I said. And yeah, I'd really love Grimoire to come back into the game. They have discussed it recently, and personally I really cannot wait to see if they do actually bring it back. Moving on, Bungie did actually officially announce that DMG is going to be a Bungie community manager. Now this is absolutely brilliant news. DMG has been at the forefront ever since the big mess up with Destiny 2. I want to say he's definitely taken a huge lead in actually getting information out to us, as well as communicating with us when we need it most. He's been doing a great job so far. I'd highly recommend following him on Twitter to get the latest and greatest news from Destiny 2, because he's extremely active. You can also see this post here. Polar Gamer Sid said, "Like this if you want Dragonfly to be buffed and worth using. I really want to use Dragonfly, and who else wants that?" And then DMG also said underneath, you can see liked. So yeah, he's very, very active and also pretty good. So it does look like the Dragonfly could actually be buffed. Very interesting indeed. Can't wait to see how that actually pans out. Now continuing talking about jobs, there is also a load of jobs on the Bungie website which have opened up. Now these are obviously for Destiny, maybe even some other games or DLC what they're currently working on. But you guys can see they've got 12 positions open for art, 2 for business operations, 2 for game design, 15 positions for engineering, 1 for information technology, 3 for marketing, and that is pretty much all they have at the moment. It's pretty phenomenal, because they are hiring quite a lot of people. So if you guys are in this field and want to apply to try and work for Bungie, I'd highly recommend doing it. I will leave a link in the description if I remember. But yeah, really cool indeed, and there is some really nice job titles there, and it also hints that they are working on new DLC, like I said. Next up, we're actually going to be talking about microtransactions as a whole in the game. Obviously Destiny plays a big part in that. They do earn quite a lot of money through microtransactions. So this is an article from Kotaku, and it says, "The US Senator asks the ESRB to re-examine loot boxes." Now specifically what was actually being talked about was how the game rating for these types of games are extremely low. Loot boxes are pretty much gambling, and obviously if you guys want to go into a casino or gamble your money, you have to be 18 here in the UK. Obviously some places are different, but you do have to be of age. Now some of these games, such as Fortnite, you've obviously got microtransactions sort of in that, but that game is a free, I believe. It might even be 12, but still it's young to actually get in there and buy loot boxes, which is sort of gambling. Now this was actually said about it. While there is robust debate over whether loot boxes should be considered gambling, the fact is that they are both expensive habits and use similar psychological principles suggest loot boxes should be treated with extra scrutiny. At minimum, the rating system should denote when loot boxes are utilised in physical copies of electronic games. Now, the ESRB are the people who do the ratings for games. They obviously review it, see if there's any blood and gore. If there's any of that, it goes straight to an 18, and yeah, that is pretty much how it works. So there could actually be a rating if there is loot boxes contained in games. Now this may stop a load of developers thinking about this. It may even affect Destiny and maybe even change the rating for that, which in some ways is pretty bad because it lowers the player count. Obviously a load of mums will not buy games for their kids if they are a higher rating. But very interesting indeed, and really cannot wait to see what this kind of news brings to the loot box world. Let me know your thoughts in that comment section below. And then last up, Bungie actually tweeted out this. Now this may look a little bit familiar. This was the roadmap, but it's actually been updated on February the 21st, 2018. Now what they have changed is some of the things they've been pushed back to a later date. You can also see some different things in there like February. We are expecting all of that, and it does look like we are actually going to get all of this February the 27th, and that is including the Prestige Nightfall Challenge cards, which is a brand new way in which you can actually play Nightfalls. It does sound really cool and cannot wait for that. And we've also got some new changes in the March 27th update as well as the May update. Really cannot wait for some of these, but it does look extremely fun, and we do have a load of content in the works. Really cannot wait for all of it. And then they also had to say this. With today's updates, we've moved a few items out to later releases. This is because we are trying to ensure each feature we add hits a sufficiently high quality bar. So while we are really wanting to get the Nightfall Strike unique weapons into your hands next week to coincide with Nightfall scoring, it's more important that each of those rewards live up to the difficulty it will take to earn them. They have to be super cool. So we're giving the artists extra time to make sure they are super cool. Mod system improvements are also still planned, but will not be available when 1.2.0 is released. We'll give more details on when to expect these changes at a future date. We also have a big addition we're eager to share. Rumble will be joining 6v6 Iron Banner and Mayhem in the new rotating weekly Crucible playlist in 1.1.4. We want to make sure players have a more diverse set of game modes available to keep both Crucible and private matches. Doubles is also planned to return, but we do not have an exact release date yet. Keep an eye out for the next week's TWAB when we'll go into more depth with the future Crucible plans. There's lots more, we're eager to talk about it in the coming weeks. We promise to be as transparent as possible and keep you updated as we go. We hope you're along the ride. Chris. Very, very awesome indeed. They are just literally giving us content and updates left, right and centre. As far as a good company with communication goes, I do believe Bungie is at the top. Obviously they have pushed back some stuff, but they are giving reasons for the pushback to perfect the stuff, make it so when it comes out it is the best it can be, and not like it was on the release of Destiny 2 where you could complete everything within a day, let's say, and everything sort of slowed down, everything got boring in the weeks. So let's hope that with this pushback there is some content that will keep us playing for a while. But yes guys, that's pretty much the video. If you did enjoy, a like is much appreciated, as well as subscribing if you guys are new around here. But as always, peace out, and I hope you enjoyed.